Coming up in the WrestleTalk news, a top star leaving WWE, Roman Reigns turning babyface, Tempest's review of NXT in your house and more. Give us a subscribe for daily wrestling news.
Support WrestleTalk!
But before we get onto any of those main stories, breaking news! Seth Rollins just bought some lemonade. Adam Ernst has shared a photo of his daughter's lemonade stand on Facebook, which he's using to save up money for an iPhone, and noted WWE heel Seth Rollins showed up and bought a glass. Aww. You're exposing the business, Seth Rollins. This ain't my first wrestling though. He totally put her through the table afterwards. When life gives you lemons! The remaining members of the Shield in WWE are currently heels, but according to a new report, that won't be the case for long. Dave Meltzer has explained on the most recent Wrestling Observer Radio that both AEW and WWE's top heel champions in Kenny Omega and Roman Reigns are planned to follow the same character arc trajectory. Right now, they're being presented as completely dominating bad guys at the top of the card, but potentially as early as next year, both are expected to start transitioning into the company's top baby faces. Roman Reigns and Kenny Omega are essentially the same character in the sense that they are heels who are being groomed to be the top babyface star down the line of the promotion. WrestlingNews.co have added to this with their report from last September, where they wrote the long-term WWE plan was to turn Reigns into the top babyface in the company. Similar to his previous babyface run, WWE plans to put heel Roman over pretty much everyone else, so he can be seen as someone who is on the same level as someone like John Cena, Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, and Bruno Sammartino. And it looks like he'll do that by beating one of them, John Cena, at this August SummerSlam. Unlike AEW's booking of Omega though, where he has often gotten the better of and has to use heel interference to retain in an attempt to build those around him, WrestlingNews.co reports Vince McMahon doesn't want to portray Roman as a cowardly heel who gets his ass kicked 50% of the time. He's the guy who will carry the company for the next few years, and Vince sees him as his top priority. Protect Roman at all costs. Which is likely why SmackDown has become such a repetitive show these last few months, with Reigns beating down everyone and turning the rest of the roster into his mid-card. Do you think Roman is being booked too strong, and when do you think he should turn babyface? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'll be replying to as many people as I can for the first 30 minutes after this video goes live from out of nowhere. Before we get on with the rest of the episode, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to this episode's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends, which you can download using my links below now to your mobile phone or PC. Raid is a dark fantasy RPG that lets you take on bosses, dungeon runs, campaign battles, and PvP arena matches, all while tweaking your perfect band of champions. In fact, Raid has so many unique champions, there's enough for me to do a top 5 Raid champions that could be professional wrestlers list, because that's what wrestling YouTube does. We make lists. In at number 5, we've got the Bannerlord Valerie, who could be Becky Lynch, because she's got ginger hair. Number 4 has Cupidus as Angel Garza, because he's all about the ladies. He's even got a little heart thing on his belt. Number 3 is Sir Nicholas as the old version of former Raw Tag Team Champion Nicholas, sent back from the future to stop the bad wrestling booking. Number 2 has Cardiel as the Golden Lover Kota Ibushi to end Kenny Omega's belt-collecting reign of doom with a 2-winged golden angel, which is, that's actually pretty cool. And number 1 is Mordecai, as just Mordecai from WWE. For me, it's the amazing detail in these champions that really sets Raid apart from everything else. As a bit of a collector nerd, I just want to catch them all. And there's never been a better time to start playing, as Raid has a jam-packed schedule of events to kick off the summer, with brand new champions coming out who all look absolutely badass, and a new rotation of the Doom Tower. So if you want to get a huge head start in the game, hit the link in the description or scan my QR code on screen now, and you'll get that epic champion Chonaru, who is amazing in the Doom Tower, 200,000 silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard. All this treasure will be waiting for new players here for the next 30 days. Raid have been huge supporters of this channel for years, so please do at least click the link and check them out. Support WrestleTalk and raid that raid. last night saw NXT TakeOver in your house. Tempest will be reviewing the whole show very shortly, but there is one potentially major news story coming out of the pay-per-view. William Regal has teased stepping down as the NXT general manager. But who's going to say War Games once a year now? Following the chaotic main event for the NXT title, a teary-eyed Regal told Mackenzie Mitchell in his best Colonel Kurtz impression, "It's been 7 years since I became the GM of NXT, and I've never seen so much bedlam. It's complete madness. I think it's time for a change." And in case you missed that last line, the camera then panned back to Mitchell, who echoed, "Time for a change. Time for a change. Time for a change." Triple H and Shawn Michaels were asked about the cliffhanger ending on the post-takeover media call, where Hunter said he'll be a part of this until the day that he tells me he doesn't want to be a part of it anymore, and also it's all the fans' fault. But HBK added that might not be as an on-air character. William Regal to AEW confirmed. Regal has been the general manager of NXT since July 2014, where he took over from JBL. Yes, I forgot JBL was an NXT general manager too. He's been one of the best wrestling authority figures in recent times, showing that they can still work in today's age without having to be a heel with the last name McMahon. And according to Meltzer, the favourite behind the scenes to replace Regal is Samoa Joe. Joe was released by WWE back in April, but now it's come out he's taken a job in NXT. He'll definitely be working behind the scenes, strengthening rumours that he's still not medically cleared to wrestle. Do you think it's time for Regal to step away, and what do you think this will mean for NXT without him? Tell me it's time for Shane McMahon's NXT Underground in the comments. One reason why WWE might be looking for a change is because right now they need a bit of a shot in the arm. And not just one with a vaccination in. The promotion will start touring again in just over a month's time with the 16th of July episode of SmackDown in Houston, Texas, which has Edge advertised and the John Cena return rumoured ahead of that Sunday's Money in the Bank. While WWE ticket sales started promising, with Money in the Bank set to sell out its 10,000 plus seats, later dates in their 25-city tour have stagnated. While live events in Chicago, Pittsburgh and San Antonio are said to be selling very well, many of the other shows have only sold under 2,000 tickets so far, with some markets being described as scary bad for WWE. So bad that AEW is reportedly outselling WWE in terms of tickets sold per show. Additionally, AEW's ticket sales have returned to their pre-pandemic levels, while WWE's is significantly down. In the first quarter of last year, WWE averaged 6,300 fans per show, and they're currently under half that. WWE have ignored their steadily declining TV ratings for years, preferring to focus on how many YouTube views they get. But now live event sales, the historic lifeblood of pro wrestling, are also down so dramatically, maybe this will finally be what forces them to book something other than Baron Corbin versus Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown every week. And at this rate, they won't even have a Braun Strowman to get people to watch. While the talent released by WWE at the start of June can't legally talk to other companies during their 90-day non-compete clause, Mark Henry has told TMZ Sport there is interest on both sides for bringing Strowman into AEW. Henry is said to be close with Braun, having helped mentor him as a big guy in WWE. Until then, we'll have to make do with Strowman's squash matches of fans on Twitter. Replying to a comment that Braun's pecs were bigger than Raquel Gonzalez's, Strowman said, "And her dick's bigger than yours, pussy." The fan then deleted their original message, but don't worry, Braun had his saved, tweeting out a screenshot with the caption, "Don't come on my page trying to throw shade, then delete your post like a baby back bitch. Hashtag baby dick boy." You know what? Maybe I do want R-rated Braun in AEW. I don't know if you're aware, but football started last Friday. Football! I, of course, love the footy kick game as much as my fellow working class man. So I have gifted you all with Wrestle Tournament. Over the next week, we are running a WWE vs AEW tournament on the WrestleTalk community tab called Forbidden Schmore. The first half of round 1 has seen you all vote for Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre advance for WWE and Jon Moxley and Miro for AEW. Yes, I know they're both ex-WWE. Subscribe and enable notifications for the second half of round 1, which will see Edge vs Big E and The Fiend vs Bobby Lashley for WWE, and Kenny Omega vs Cody Rhodes and MJF vs Hangman Page for AEW. I'll announce the quarterfinals tomorrow. But now it's time for Tempest's review of NXT TakeOver in your house in about 5 minutes. I hate you, Tempest! Thanks for your support on Patreon, The Vision, Adonis, and The Blacksmith, Jason Smith.
You happy? You happy now. You did it. You made William Regal cry. That's right, ladies and gents, I am Tempest the Wrestler, and I'm here to review NXT TakeOver in your house in about 5 minutes. So the first match on this show was the winner-take-all 6-man tag team match for the NXT North American Championship and the NXT Tag Team Championship, pitting Bronson Reed and MSK against Legado del Fantasma. The Babyfaces all had matching gear in this match, which was a really nice touch, and we got some good early action before Santos Escobar said he wanted to face Bronson Reed, but JK, he tagged out. There was a lot of really cool, innovative offense in this match, with Legado del Fantasma even hitting like a hip toss assisted 450 splash. It was really cool, really good stuff. Everyone got a chance to shine in this match, with everyone taking turns hitting their big moves, with Bronson Reed hitting a huge suicide dive to the outside before MSK was able to hit their assisted blockbuster finish, and tagging in Bronson Reed to hit the tsunami for the win. This was a fun opening match, but if it took place later on in the night, you definitely could tell that these two teams would have done a lot more with each other. This isn't a fault of the match necessarily, but NXT TakeOvers have such a high standard, even with their opening matches, that you would expect a really good match right out of the gate. And this wasn't quite that. It was really good, but it wasn't great. The next match saw Xia Li take on Mercedes Martinez, and Xia Li made her entrance decked out in blue and doing a cool martial arts routine. It was really good presentation. As for the match itself, it was definitely the weakest on the show, and it was just fine. I don't think this match really belonged on an NXT TakeOver card, and that might sound harsh, but that's only because takeovers have such a high standard, as we've previously mentioned. There were definitely good moments in this match before ultimately Mercedes Martinez rolled to the outside and was confronted by Boa, who she shoved out of the way and hit a big back body drop on Xia Li on the floor. Martinez then rolled Xia Li back in the ring and went to hit the air raid crash, only for Xia Li to slip out, throw her against the ropes, and hit a big spinning kick for the win. This of course marked the first NXT TakeOver win for Xia Li, but her celebration did not last, as she and Boa tried to attack Mercedes Martinez with a chair, only for Martinez to take the chair from them and attack both Xia Li and Boa, leading to Mei Ying making her official rising out of the throne moment. It's kind of like a debut, but when you've just been sitting in a chair for the last few months, just standing up feels like a pretty big deal. Ying and Martinez had a quick exchange, with Ying ultimately grabbing Martinez by the face and throwing her off the ramp into the barricade and down to the floor below. The stuff with Mei Ying was cool, but I did feel like most of the rest of the aftermath of the match was kind of tacked on. Personally, I don't think I'm going to remember that Xia Li won this match, and that's disappointing because this should be a really big moment for her, but they shifted so much of the attention back onto Mercedes Martinez and onto Mei Ying. Next, we had the $1 Million Championship ladder match between LA Knight and Cameron Grimes. As someone who watched a lot of Impact just a few years ago, seeing Eli Drake and Trevor Lee go one-on-one on an NXT TakeOver card is pretty surreal, I must say. Now, the start of this match was probably the safest and smartest worked ladder match that I've seen in quite some time. They had a lot of offense using the ladders, but not in a way that would make them take unnecessary bumps, instead choosing to whack each other with it, have like a joust type thing, before finally LA Knight hit a neck breaker on a sideways upright ladder. The spots continued as Cameron Grimes ended up atop of a huge lighting rig at ringside, hitting a big crossbody onto LA Knight below, and the finish that saw LA Knight tip the golden ladder backwards as Cameron Grimes was sent through a ladder bridge that was set up on the ramp between a ladder and the ropes. This of course allowed LA Knight to climb up the ladder and retrieve the $1 Million Championship, as Ted DiBiase applauded him in the ring. Next up, we had the NXT Women's Championship match between Raquel Gonzalez and Ember Moon. Raquel Gonzalez had Dakota Kai in her corner in this match, and Dakota ran interference throughout the match, ultimately placing Raquel's foot on the ropes and ducking out of sight. It was really well done. It was at this point late in the match that Shotzi Blackheart made her return to NXT, as she chased Dakota Kai backstage, allowing Raquel Gonzalez to hit a huge choke bomb on Ember Moon for the win. She absolutely slammed her. It was awesome. Raquel Gonzalez is really improving in the ring. She was always pretty good, but now she's really coming into her own as a perfect NXT Women's Champion. I can't wait to see where she goes next. As we arrive at the main event, it's worth noting that on this show, and the last few weeks really, there's just been brawl after brawl after brawl backstage, with William Regal trying to keep the peace, and this show was no different, as just before the main event, Raquel Gonzalez and Ember Moon were trying to go at each other once again backstage, with William Regal caught in the middle. Read the sign. Now the main event, of course, was the Fatal 5-Way NXT Championship match as Karrion Kross defended the title against Johnny Gargano, Pete Dunne, Kyle O'Reilly, and Adam Cole. Given that this was an NXT 5-Way match, they had a different outlook on the usual WWE multi-man match formula, where normally 2 different guys will rotate in a 3 or 4-way match, whereas here it was usually like 3 or 4 different guys all wrestling at once. You had Pete Dunne trying to do joint manipulation on 2 different people at once before Johnny Gargano tried to lock in Gargano escape on him and Adam Cole at the same time. One of these spots saw Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly reunite the Undisputed Era only for a brief moment as they took out Karrion Kross hitting a double powerbomb on the announce table, which did not break. It is the Japanese table in disguise, mark my words. There were too many big moves here to recap them all properly, but make sure you go out of your way to watch this match, and in particular the double super kick on a moonsault. It was like that Adam Cole Ricochet moment, but with 2 super kicks. Ultimately, the finish saw Kyle O'Reilly lock Adam Cole in a double heel hook when Kross locked in the cross jacket on Kyle O'Reilly himself, forcing him to pass out and retaining the title. I don't want to say that Karrion Kross got exposed in this match because that is way too harsh, but it is very clear that there were 4 excellent workers in this match and Karrion Kross. Now this is a very good way to get a very good match out of Karrion Kross, but when he's going to be the one who wins it, he should probably be turning heel so that the people don't turn on him first, because I'm worried that that's starting to happen already. That being said, this was a fairly unremarkable takeover. It was still a very good show. By the standards of all other shows, it was really good. Probably a 4 out of 5 on a regular show scale, but for the NXT takeover scale, this is about a 3 out of 5 show. And that just about wraps it up for me. If you want to hear more of my thoughts about this show, make sure you go over to WrestleTalk podcast later today, where myself and Chopper P. Quinnell will be breaking down our full thoughts about NXT TakeOver in your house. Until then, stay beautiful by the shirt.
AEW is toddling into its terrible 2s across a tightrope of TNT. They didn't have any matches involving zombies, and I didn't realize that was a bar I needed major American promotions to clear. Seriously though, AEW is flourishing right now, going unopposed on Wednesday nights, hitting the million viewer mark on more than one occasion, and their last 2 pay-per-views pulled in the promotion's highest buy rates to date.